and to share, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to tell you a little bit about me. Now, we will have some items that we'll be tapping on, but let's begin. Our first question comes from Bianca. She says, "What are your hobbies now?" I have a lot of different hobbies. I'd say most notably would be playing the guitar, working with my hands, whether it's, I've actually picked up knitting recently, and that has been super nice. I just like to make things, but also woodworking, especially making, whether it's chairs or tables, I just find extremely satisfying. Just the entire process of bringing it all together from nothing, that creation element is something that I really like. Similarly with gardening, I love gardening, because it's just seeing something grow. I think it's amazing. Our next question. Do you wear wigs? Is, I assume, what you're referencing, the Lord of the Rings. No, it's my hair. I don't wear wigs. But I have been told, actually, that I have very nice hair. Maybe you will see it one day. The full hair. It's not super long. Next up, are you currently in school? And if so, what are you studying? I am not in school. I have graduated. I've graduated college. In college, I studied business. Favorite piece of clothing by Lydia. That's a good question. He said it can be anything from undergarments to a coat. Favorite piece of clothing? Come on, guys, it's gotta be the Batman pajamas. It's gotta be the Batman pajamas. If you know me, you know I wear the Batman pajamas in pretty much everything. Next question comes from Ghost. What is my hottest take? That's a great question, actually. I have to think about that. Okay, I got it. I'm not sure it's a hottest take, but it is definitely controversial. Pineapple on pizza. It doesn't belong on pizza. It does not belong on pizza. It definitely does not belong on pizza. Cancel me if you want for it, but listen, I love pineapple. I love pineapple. Pineapple's delicious. But when you put it on pizza, the acidity of it with the cheesiness, the fattiness of pizza, it's terrible. I don't know how anyone likes pineapple on pizza, so I'm sorry if you like pineapple on pizza. It's not for me. I will never order it. I will pick it off. And you know what? If you do like pineapple on pizza, you should be happy about that, because that means more for you. If we're sitting down and we're eating pizza, you could have all of it. So, I think that's probably my most controversial take. Next up by Steve. Will I bring back the Reddit videos? Actually, you have multiple questions. What's my favorite meal, cheat day meal, and who is my favorite ASMR creator? So, the Reddit videos, actually just for you. I will bring back some of those. Yeah, I saw a question further down about this of I just make content, and I kind of make what I want to make for you guys. And so, personally, that could be anything I want, from the Reddit content to ASMR to even my very first video. My very first video was I say I love you 1,000 times while lad spreading. And it's just kind of a fun video. super clean. So there's favorite meal and there's favorite cheat day meal. For my cheat day meal, I love pizza. I do love pizza, but I don't eat it a lot. I mean, that's kind of the point, is to cut down on the carbs. But pizza, as long as it's cooked, like, honestly, I'd say favorite meal is probably. I mean, I'm a pretty simple guy. Like, I don't really like a lot of exquisite stuff. Like, I just like the basics. But if I had to give you one favorite meal, I would probably go with I like chicken parm. Chicken parm's good. I also like. I really like Chipotle. I'm gonna go with Chipotle. As for my favorite cheat day meal, I love ice cream. How can you not love ice cream? Just ice cream with cookies and brownies, like, that stuff is the best. And also, if you really like pizza, I highly recommend cauliflower pizza. Now hear me out. I know what you're thinking, like, cauliflower. I don't like cauliflower, blah, blah, blah. I don't like cauliflower either. But cauliflower crust pizza, you don't even taste the cauliflower. It does not taste like cauliflower. I promise you. You don't. Just try it once. Not the pineapple kind. That would taste terrible. But the cauliflower crust pizza, you have to try that. Let's go to. Oh, and you have one other question. What's my favorite ASMR creator? Raffy Taffy. I like Raffy Taffy. Next question. How old am I? Why did you decide to start doing ASMR? And do I do anything else for work? For work, I am a professional track and field athlete. How old am I? I am 24 years old. And why did I decide to start doing ASMR? Well, now this is an interesting story. I was in bed one night, as you are typically, and I've been watching ASMR for a while, maybe like 7 or 8 years. I don't want to say 6 or 7 years because then I'm going to get a bunch of comments about it, so I'll stick to 7 or 8 years. And I had the idea to take, if you've ever seen Mr. Beast, he does this video where he counts to 10,000 or 100,000. And I just thought it'd be funny if I said, I love you 1,000 times while loud spreading. That was the entire idea. And most times I go to bed and I wake up and I'm like, yeah, that was a terrible idea. I don't know what I was thinking about. But then I had the whole idea of, like, not only making ASMR but doing other stuff with this channel, and I thought, actually, this could be something that's fun, something that you enjoy, something that I enjoy. And yeah, it just kind of played out from there, and I just kept posting stuff, and it was something that, again, I just really enjoyed. Okay, I'm gonna have to scroll down now on the comments. I'm just working my way through. Do I support the LGBTQ community? Of course. Yeah. I think that we are all children of God, and I disagree with, just in general, the idea. I think some of the Bible is not supposed to be taken literally, and I think that there are some ideas of who Jesus and God is. And I'll keep it short because some people, they don't like the religious stuff. All I'm going to say about this is that the entire idea that Jesus and God wants to preach is just to love people, to care for people, even if you don't know them. That golden rule of love others and love yourself, basically. And so how could you then basically go, well, I hate that person because he's gay? And I don't think you become gay. I think you're just born like that. it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So that is my opinion on it. Moving on to favorite Bible verse and favorite Bible story. Favorite Bible story has got to be probably Adam and Eve, just the idea of temptation, but also the idea of them being together and the fall from grace and how we become. That's just the most interesting story, and it's one of my favorites, that in Noah's Ark. And second favorite Bible verse, there's a lot of Bible verses that I enjoy the most. I would probably say, I have to think about this. I don't know, I really like John chapter 4 verse 8, which is just God is love. I do really like that verse, so we'll stick with that. We have another comment. What's the best piece of advice I'd ever received? I got a good one for you guys. I have a good one for you guys. Every single person is extremely valuable and amazing in their own way. And I hope that you feel that about yourself, because you are valuable. And you should feel like you are $1 million and in your worth. And it's the advice of trying to find the courage to go up to a significant other, right? To go and approach them, whoever it may be. You go up to them, and I want you to imagine you go up to that person and you said to them, hey, I have a lottery ticket here. This lottery ticket is $1 billion. $1 billion. Do you want it? And they go, no thanks. It's just not my type of lottery ticket. You're going to laugh in their face and go, okay, no worries. I'll give this lottery ticket to someone else. You're not going to think about it at all. Now you need to realize that you are the lottery ticket. So when you go and approach a person, let's just say you think they're attractive, whatever, you go and approach someone, you need to be telling yourself, you are the lottery ticket. You are worth $1 billion. You're worth $1 billion. So you go up to that person and you say, hey, this is my name. How are you doing? Or what's your name? Or just start talking. And guess what? If you ask for their phone number, or they just say, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. Or, I have a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. You're going to walk away head held high, because it doesn't matter. Why does it matter? You're basically going, hey, do you want me for this lottery ticket worth $1 billion? Do you want all these good things? They go, no. What are you going to... It's you would laugh. You just laugh. And so it takes this fear of rejection and it turns it into something bigger. Which is why I just think that's the most valuable advice that I could give you, is that you are the lottery ticket. So if you feel like you're scared, here's another one. You're going to regret the things that you didn't do more than the ones that you did. I promise you, in 50 years, you're not even going to remember asking out some random person. But when you would remember it? If that person changes your life and becomes your spouse. But you'll never know if you don't try. And so those are two pieces of advice that I really think every person can seek value in. Next question. What is your best bench PR? What sports do you play? What is your favorite state or country to travel to someday? Country to travel to is Korea. I want to go to Korea because I really love playing video games. That's kind of my nerdy hobby. And they have great video game culture. Maybe I'll post some video game ASMR content. I know Raffy Taffy does that too. But drop a comment down below if that would interest you. is 285. 285. What sports do I play? I play every sport. I play pretty much everything you could imagine, from basketball to football to just. You know what? The one thing I don't do is long distance. I don't do long distance. I don't like it. I don't like long distance. So you have to get your cardio in other ways. You got to get your cardio in other ways, and that's okay. Just do whatever. So, sports I play, just like rec basketball, soccer, flag football. I also have been playing some pickleball, and yeah, I'd say those are the main ones I'm kind of involved in. Just more typical gym ones, or like on the turf. What is my favorite and least favorite movie of all time? Oof. Favorite movie is Princess Mononoke. If you don't know what that is or you haven't watched it, Studio Ghibli film. It's absolutely amazing. You should absolutely go check it out. Least favorite movie? Oh my god, I'm forgetting the name. It's also Japanese animated. It's like, I don't say it's not like an anime because that kind of implies like TV show, like like Full Metal Alchemist or One Piece or Attack on Titan, like that sort of stuff. But it's like a Japanese animated movie, and it's just, maybe someone can comment down the name because I forgot, but it's the entire story is a girl goes to a farm, and it's just the story of her going to the farm, and she like works on the farm, and I thought it was gonna build to something, and it built to nothing. Like, I like action or like intense or romance or drama, whatever. This was none of that. The girls just went to the farm, worked on the farm, and it's supposed to show like the story of that. I don't know. I'm gonna move on to our next item here. What is my favorite trigger? Oh, this is freaking perfect. Favorite trigger is the cologne. I like the cologne. Why Shirtless? That one's really easy. I don't own any shirts. That's half of it. The other half is that this is genuinely what I wear. I just don't like clothes. Like, why would you wear a shirt when you could not? Especially if it's somewhat comfortable. Like, it's very nice to not. Now I do wear pajamas because I just like the feeling of it. Like, I'm not a nudist, but I genuinely do. Just, I don't care to wear any shirts. And again, I don't have any. So, it doesn't hurt. Do I watch other ASMR channels? I watch Raffy Taffy. And then, maybe if there's like a random one on, but I don't know. I like his stuff. And you have a little more, so I gotta click read more. Oh, BTW, great videos. Your ASMR is so good and relaxing. Thank you very much. Would you be my best friend? Of course I'll be your best friend. Favorite food? I like pizza and chicken, curry and ice cream. I think I answered this one already. I said pizza, ice cream, and chicken parm. Do I like Mexican food? Of course, I said Chipotle is my favorite fast food. And Chipotle is pretty healthy compared to some other places. Which languages do you speak? And also, with this another comment, explain your extensive linguistic knowledge. So I know English, Spanish, Portuguese, and I'm working on French, and I'm working on Japanese. In the ASMR flirting with you roleplay video I did, I also said I knew Polish and like a couple other stuff. Forgive me. I don't know Polish. But yeah, I do know a couple of languages. It's just a hobby, and when I grew up, I was learning languages. Next question. Why did I start making shirtless ASMR? So I did already answer it, but I'll answer it again. Oh, and do you have any advice advice for someone that might be planning on making ASMR content in the future? I'll just answer the second part because I already answered the why'd I start making shirtless ASMR. The second part, if you want to make ASMR, just start. That's half the battle. You want another piece of advice, wisdom? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. Best time to start an ASMR channel was 10 years ago. Second best time is now. So if you want to start, just start. And just kind of try and have fun with it. Why did I get into ASMR? How do I decide what kind of videos to make? I also answered this. Also, thank you, August, for being a member. If you would like to become a member, join below. Completely optional, but it does help me get other props and make more ASMR videos, so I do very much appreciate it because I actually haven't, advertised it pretty much at all, but I am extremely appreciative to you, August, and to everyone else who helps me and everyone else that supports me, so I very much appreciate it. Getting into ASMR, that was earlier in the video where I just kind of went to bed one night and had this idea of doing it, and I've always watched it. And two, how did I decide what kind of videos to make? A lot of it is from you and just other watchers, I'll watch the comments and they'll have ideas and I try to include them in the video, just their name in the comment, because I think it's a collaborative effort, and some sort of videos, they kind of just come to me. A lot of the videos that I like to make are the ones that have three factors, you'll see a thumbnail of me, and so you click on it thinking, like, what the heck is this video? and then you just gotta stay for the ASMR, because you're like, oh, wait, this kind of sounds good, and like, you actually enjoy it. And I think there's some element too where I enjoy the humor part of it. With, like, for example, the do not objectify my body, which I hope you're not, by the way. That would really disappoint me, but it's just, it's ironic. It's funny. And I think they're funny videos that you can look at and you can enjoy and you can laugh. And it's just a way to decompress. And I think there's a lot of issues with the world that just you see, especially on the news. I wasn't alive then, but take back 50 years ago or 60 years ago when kids were growing up, you basically just let them go. And then it's like, oh, be home for dinner time at 6:30. Now it's so much different and the reason is because on the news, what do you see? On the news, you see kidnappings. On the news, you see abductions and sex trafficking and the Epstein files and, like, all this terrible, and the war in Iran. Like, you see so much terrible stuff that is just like, it's not very heartwarming. So I think when you see that, and then it's like, well, at least, when you click on my video, maybe you'll laugh a little bit, but at least you'll kind of relax, and it just gets your mind off of anything else that your mind might have been on, whether it was personal issues with, work or school or relationship issues or whatever. My goal is to just make you not think about anything. Just kind of enjoy the ASMR, enjoy the aesthetic, enjoy the vibe, and just relax, 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 relax. Next question. I gotta scroll down. Oh, we're at the bottom. Perfect. How come you know so many languages, personal interest, or school lectures? Any favorite you have to find harder or easier to learn? Yeah. The hardest languages are the non-Indo-European languages. So, like, any Slavic language is going to be harder to learn when you go from, like, for example, English to Polish. Or if you're going to go from, like, English to Japanese, it's going to be much harder to learn than if you go from, like, French to English, or from, like, Spanish to English, or vice versa. So, How come I learn? It's just personal interest in school. Growing up, I was able to learn a lot of those. And the final question: What is your reason to start this type of content? Meaning, why only ASMR and be unique on top of that? I appreciate the uniqueness. That's kind of the goal. And I also want you to obviously enjoy all of the sounds that I make. But the reason of starting this was, why do you start anything? For fun. And I thought that I would enjoy it. I enjoy it for you guys. And it was just something to take your mind off any of the harder or stresses of the world and stresses of life. So, that will be the conclusion of the Q&A video. I will make another one probably in a month or two because we are growing, and I really appreciate everyone for coming along. Once again, if you would like to be a member, I only will use the money to buy more props and to buy better ASMR stuff and come out with more content and more ideas for you guys. But it, of course, is completely optional. You can watch my videos for free. But that being said, I do hope you enjoy this. We are growing, and where I was going with that was that there's an aspect that I'm going to miss for sure, because it feels more personal when there's a smaller channel, and I really could not have imagined that we would be at this point right now, where we have 4,000 subscribers. That's pretty crazy, but I want to always make sure that I am talking to you and not anyone else. And I've stated this before, but ASMR for me, it's not me talking to 10,000 people or however many are playing it. And I'm getting called on the phone right now. But it's me talking to one-on-one 10,000 times. So I'm talking to you. I'm getting called again. That's crazy. Who's calling me? Anyways, it's my mom. But I'll call her now. But I gotta go. My mom's calling me. I gotta go. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. And I will see you guys in the next video.